I know people know that you can play blues like a madman, but there is an overabundance of awesome shred licks in those fingers. Let's see something.
Oh man!
Come on, Ingve. Stingray Malmsteen, do something. Night Ranger. Come on, Night Ranger.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
So, okay. Do the quintessential. There is an RJ lick that you move around. The moving RJ lick.
That's
yes. What else? You got a Jakey Lee guitar? You got any Jakey Lee licks?
No, not today.
That's another terrifying cat.
Oh, he's amazing.
Talk about a monster. And then just when you think he's like, you'd seen everything, he throws his thumb in there and you're like, what the hell is happening? Right. I just wish that Aussie stuff wouldn't have had so much freaking chorus. God dang it.
It's the 80s. What are you talking about?
Can we? Is there a raw track with the no chorus? All right, if you guys don't know, this is RJ Ronquillo. He is we're calling him the blues blender because he mixes everything under one hood of blues.
I guess so.
And you do muting, and you can do fast picking, and gosh darn you.
Sometimes.
Yeah. All right. So we're funkifying it, but you funk rocked us. So what?
So this is kind of like everything mixed into one.
Okay.
So we got the rock, we've got the jazzy stuff, we got the traditional stuff, we've got whatever else under the sun, fusion.
Okay. Let me ask you this. If we're going to be just standard blues, but you're going to make it sound more rock, is there something that you can do?
Yeah, to me, rock, in terms of rock blues, it's a feel. Because we're really
like swagger?
And it's the greasiness of it.
Okay.
Because we're really still pulling from the same licks, possibly from traditional blues, or...
What would grease be?
You know, kind of like... If we were playing that funky thing,
so there's
like you know, the muting, that maybe artificial harmonics, wider vibrato.
Yeah.
But
oh, do show. What even happened right there?
That's something
right there. Stop.
I like to do.
Stop everything. What was that?
That was just basically pentatonic.
Okay.
But I was playing it in a triplety fashion and palm muting it.
Okay, but if I'm playing... Okay, so you're like just walking down that, was it that transition from 4 to 3?
Yeah, kind of that, you know, what is that, fourth position to third position?
Oh, little chromaticisms.
I mean, that's a riff or whatever, but... And kind of pivoting in the middle of it. I'm not really thinking about it. I'm just kind of like, okay, maybe I'll go up, maybe I'll go down.
Okay.
But these notes are in my head, right?
So what are some variations of that same theme? Like if I played this thing over and over again? Dude, that was amazing. What was that?
So, I don't know. So I'm kind of pivoting on that root note. So if I have this fragment of a pentatonic mixing the third and fourth position, I'm just going up that scale, but every time I go up, I'm hitting the root note.
Root. Yeah.
And
lots of muting.
Yeah. Make it clean.
Yeah. It seems like it's real like percussive and then bam, and you're like come out with a solid note.
Yeah. And it's also the rhythm of it. I like to do a lot of triplets in my playing. I don't know why. Maybe because I can't hit the 16 notes cleanly or something, but
Yeah. That jumping around, I think one of the players, my favorite players that does it is Warren DeMartini, like how he jumps around. Greg Howe too. If you guys don't know, they had some, success back in the days, but if you guys haven't heard, what's that? Is it Introspection? Is that what there's one like it's that like the eighth track.
Yeah.
And there's a blues song at the end, and it is the most terrifying blues playing I've ever heard in my life. But it's like it jumps around and does that interval thing really, really amazing.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. So this is players to check out if we want to get the blues swagger.
That's right.
They're freaking vibrato too, Warren. God dang it. Way Cool Jr. It's just like, just listen to that solo.
That's it.
I went and saw Rat one time back in like the 90s when they were trying to like reunite for the first time, and it was the funniest thing. He was so baked when he came out to play that he could not play that song.
Really?
They had to try it 3 times. Every solo he freaking nailed. Like it just
But he couldn't play the intro to that?
He could not play the intro to the song. He eventually got it. Like
He probably forgot.
Steve Pearcy looked over and was just like it was amazing. And then by the 3rd time, then he had it, and it was like flawless, just killer performance. I was like, yes, there's a chance for us all.
That's
he
so
even
funny.
makes a mistake. All right. So, anyways, rock licks. Come on, I'm ready.
Really just I hate to bring in the word shred.
Why not?
But sometimes I like to shred.
It is not dead.
Yeah, and I'm not a good shredder. I fake
please.
it. I fake it.
All right.
Guys.
Well, how do you fake shredding then?
So one of the things was like the pentatonic scale on the top 2 strings.
oh, like moving.
Yeah, so not even not even thinking in terms of scale, but just the notes and the groupings. So like instead of shredding in first position, all that stuff.
Yep.
If I'm just hanging onto the notes that are on the 2 strings, I have that from position 1. And if I go down, that's one group. That's another group. And these are all stemming from the different positions of pentatonic.
Sure.
I don't think of it in terms of that, because I just memorized what they look like if I know this is my home position, right? And back. So with those, that's how I shred. So I can go like, I'll do something like, or add a slide into it or go up.
You're only picking one time though.
Yeah.
Right? So the other notes, you're hammering on the other string?
Yeah, so the second string I'm hammering on from nothing.
Really?
Because in this way of the way that I'm phrasing it, it occurs so fast.
Sure, it'd be hard to pick.
It's almost like I'm trying to play it like
Right.
that's what I hear in my head.
Okay.
So I wanted to make it more as legato as possible.
Yeah, like fluid. Yeah.
So if I put a pick on the second one,
Yeah.
it's hard to.
So how do you
The first
practice
note's
that?
the important note.
How do you even practice doing that?
I don't know, it just came to me.
So it's the attack on that second string. I mean, like I would imagine you got to hit that note fast. Not
Yeah.
fast like. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it helps depending on your string gauge and your action and
Sure.
your setup, but
You're just walking down the scale and that's it.
yeah. So it's not scalar sounding necessarily, but like I said, it's these clusters, 4-note clusters.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't sound like an exercise. It sounds like I think it's because you give the first note like more time than the others.
Yeah, and I'm attacking it obviously harder. So it's almost like I'm,
Yeah.
and everything in between is just kind of like, the
How do you get
frosting.
what do you do getting out of that?
I can end it anywhere, and then I'll know that I'm in this position pentatonic. So, or I can go, or from here.
All right, now are you one of those guys that can do the Bonamassa thing where you can pick 2 notes per string fast?
Oh, like a Eric Johnson thing?
Yeah.
Not really.
Oh, please. Okay, so
Sometimes.
Is this stuff that you just have to sit at home with a metronome and like
Yeah,
work at
and
it
you know,
forever?
people might think of Zach Wilde.
Oh, well, dude.
He's, you know.
Okay, but if you're fans of Zach Wilde and you want to know where it all came from, Frank Marino.
That's right.
Frank Marino.
Look up Frank Marino.
Oh,
Mahogany
good
Rush.
Lord have mercy. The two, let's see, it's Frank Marino Mahogany Rush Live, the first one.
All of the live stuff.
Yeah, and the Johnny B. Goods and the King Bees are just freaking terrifying.
Yeah. Oh,
So
totally.
do yourself a favor, thank us later. Okay,
So yeah, with just those notes, there's so many ways to attack it. Like you could alternate pick all of them.
Mm-hmm.
You could do all the pull-offs, hammer-ons, sliding, and that's kind of like this is my go-to shred thing. If I want to play something fast,
yes.
I will do that type of stuff.
Yeah. All this is broken down in the course, by the way, with tabs and all that stuff. So I know we're kind of flying through some stuff here, but it's all like in depth.
It's in there.
Now, the cool thing about what you did in the course is you took rock licks like that and started fusing it with the other more traditional elements of blues that we did. Now, the track is pretty rocking too. So if we play this funk thing again, can you focus the first couple rounds maybe on just like the vibe and the swagger without playing fast and then slowly bring in speed?
Sure.
Because I think a lot of people are going to be intimidated by the speed at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
But you can sound plenty rock and plenty hard rock just by swagger and muting and sliding around.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we go. Do you want a 5-chord or anything?
Nah,
Just this vamp, all right.
trying to think of all
Dude, that is amazing. No, you stuffed them all in there. That was pretty awesome. You didn't do the beep, but that you got them all the other ones in there.
Yeah.
Dude, how long does it take to get that stuff fluid, man?
I mean, years.
Who did you listen to get some of that phrasing down though? Like, who are your favorite blues rock guys? Like the shredder blues?
Joe Bonamassa, I listened to since, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Maybe. I got a lot of that, and then, he started getting a lot of stuff from Eric Johnson, so I started diving back into Eric Johnson, Eric Gales.
Oh my God. Everyone, Lord have mercy. That dude, I've never seen anything like that. Like, he is
one of the first, way back in the early YouTube days, one of the first videos I ever saw of him play. Like, I listened to Eric Gales' band in the 90s.
Yeah, for sure.
First record. And then when he was, back on YouTube and you were seeing more videos of him, I remember seeing, I don't know where he was playing, but he was doing the solo and he had like a little napkin or towel that was kind of, a sweat towel or whatever when you're playing live. And he took it off his shoulder and he put it on his fretboard and he was shredding on top of this napkin. And I didn't think it was, to this day, I don't know if it's physically possible to be able to do it. So I was just like, how is he doing that? And I don't know if Eric's watching this, you got to teach me how you did it. But you would think that the towels would mute all the strings and stuff, but maybe it was a magic trick. Maybe he was covering his fingers with the towel, but it looked like he was playing on top of the napkin.
No way.
I gotta find it. I don't know if it's still on YouTube, but
there's and I feel like when he plays with other people, especially people that are considered to be really good, I feel like he's just playing politely with everybody.
He always has a lot of fuel in the tank.
Yeah.
It's a matter of if you can use it or not.
So there's one thing where he and Bonamassa play, and then somebody recently sent me one with him and Andy Timmons, and who Andy Timmons is freaking terrifying.
One of my favorites.
But they both start going down like Eric Johnson Lane, and it was just like,
oh gosh.
They're both so good. He's another guy that's just mind-meltingly good.
Yeah.
And talk about like, the thing I love about him is he has all those licks on tap, but he's so melodic.
Andy?
Andy. And his bending is so good. He's a great person. If you like blues rock style, he's a fantastic. Those two guys, like, I think if you want to reach like the peak of today, right now, of who can do that bluesy shred stuff.
There's so many.
Two guys, yeah.
Jared James Nichols.
Oh, dude, he's a monster.
Who comes from the Frank Marino, kind of.
He's a salt of the earth dude, too. We ran into him at the guitar show the other day. I'm just so stoked about guitar. Like, just stoked to be playing music. And you can tell, and I mean, he's a great one for the vibrato too. Yeah. Really, really great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Who else?
Gosh, who do I listen to a lot? I mean, you spoke Andy Timmons. Andy Timmons was like one of my first major influences that helped me discover jazzy stuff with rock. Because the story I have is I went to this guitar camp when I was little, like 8th grade, I think.
Like the National Guitar Workshop?
Yeah, National Guitar Summer Workshop. And Andy was the guest artist the session I was there. And I wish I had a bootleg of the concert that he played. And I learned so much from his playing. And I was just blown away that this guy that I only knew from Danger and as a hair metal guy at the time, this was late 80s, early 90s, this guy could play jazz like anybody.
Monster.
Yeah. And I'm like, how does he do that? Like, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could have like long hair and play Ibanez or Kramer's or whatever and play sick jazz. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And I think he was like, that's where I got, the freedom. Like, he gave me the flag to be like, you can do it. Yeah. Like, okay.
He plays Hendrix so freaking good too. Like he was over here a while back and I was just like, dude.
When he played on that bootleg I had, he opened with Foxy Lady.
Oh God, I bet you that was amazing.
I'm like, I had never heard Hendrix stuff played like that before.
So good. All right, guys. So again, all of this stuff is going to be broken down in a lot of detail. Like, again, there's jam tracks, there's tabs, there's all that stuff. And then we sit and talk and show you tons of different other ways to think about adding all of these different techniques and how you combine them in a melodic and tasteful way. It's not a shred video. It's not a how to be BB King video. It's really how to open yourself up to a bunch of different styles and why you would want to do that and how you can personalize those styles into a unique style, like RG over here. Got his own thing going. So make sure you check out his channels down below. I'll post a link to his social media. Is it just yourname.com?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll put that down below too. The course will be on sale on a link below, so make sure you check that out. It's super freaking awesome and it's super fun and it's very digestible stuff too. So make sure you check it out. Thank you guys so much. It's all because of you. All of this happens. Thank you for your continued support. We'll catch you next time.